Hudson and Lennon are having a little morning breakfast. It's a beautiful day. You got a big day ahead of you tomorrow, Hudson. Now that the horses are out, let's go check on our adorable piggies. You haven't seen them in a couple of days. The boys and I just prepared a really yummy breakfast for them. We have beans, peas, squash, different types of lettuces and greens, cauliflower, red peppers. There's all kinds of goodies in here. Oh, mushrooms, all kinds of yummy things for them. So our piggies eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and they also get hog pellets. Let's go check on them. Morning, girls. How was your first night? How was your first night in your big girl? Oh, breakfast. You saw the bowl. Morning. Good morning. Can I at least get it in the door? So our bigger piggy with the orange and black over here, we decided to name her Ragna. And this little piggy right here, her name is Frida. Frida's already getting bigger. Their bellies have definitely grown in size since they've been here with us for the past week. And this was their first night last night out in the garage. They spent their first couple of nights in the front entry with us in a little dog crate with hay, and then played outside in the daytime because it was minus 11 and colder on their first few days with us here. So we wanted to make sure that they were good and warm. So in here, they make a little burrow in all the hay. There's a really thick layer of hay in here. They make a little bed and they snuggle together at night and they keep nice and warm. But they definitely wait for us to come out and give breakfast. Good morning. They have been so much fun to have here. Ragna, let me see your cute face. She's like, Mom, this squash is too good. They really like squash. And so far, red peppers have been one of their favorite things to eat. I came out really early this morning to check on them, and we checked on them a bunch of times last night, really late, to make sure that they felt nice and warm. But these guys are like little ovens and they keep each other warm. We just had 2 more cords of wood dropped off for us for winter. We're doing a bunch of outdoor cleanup. The weather's been mild yesterday and kind of mild today, and we have another huge storm coming in. You wouldn't believe that the whole property was completely filled with snow just 24 hours ago. Quick check on the chickens. Everybody's happy in there. Okay, everybody's good? Hi. And we're gonna check the turkeys. Feels like the wind kind of died down just for perfect timing for a second for me to check in everybody. You guys doing okay? Meat's working good. Everybody's happy? Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Taking care of the animals never ends, no matter what the weather or what time it is. So it's super late. I'm gonna go while the weather is like kind of calm just for a few moments. It was just blowing inside like crazy. You gotta make sure everyone's good before you go to bed at night or you just won't sleep. Coops look so pretty. And they have their glowing lights on at night. Turkeys, chickens over there. Hudson and Lennon are in their barn. It's too dark, can't see anything. Philip has my truck Laney. He's giving you the I love you sign from the windshield. He is mucking out every piece of substrate that's in the bottom of the barn. And there's a reason that he's doing that. So the reason that he is emptying out the barn is because we got some amazing news over the past like 6 or 8 months, maybe like 8 to 10 months, to try to find a vet here in Nova Scotia that was an equine vet that would come and do a gelding for Hudson. As we mentioned in previous videos, when we first got Hudson and Lennon, they came from the same farm and they are related. They share the same father but do have a different mother. So we don't want them to have any foals coming up, and so in order to make sure that that doesn't happen, we need to have Hudson gelded. Problem is, the place that they said we need to geld Hudson is another province away, meaning we need to rent a pickup with a hitch, rent a horse trailer, and have a stayover for a night or two in another province, as well as pay for all of the veterinary care that we would need for Hudson. So very expensive and a lot of time to be able to do that. And we actually had an appointment to do that back in June, and he was supposed to go, but because of my emergency surgery, we had to cancel Hudson's appointment. But everything happens for a reason, because we got the best news ever that a couple of months ago, just about 2 months ago, we caught wind that the veterinary clinic we use for our dogs is actually just hired an equestrian vet. which will travel to us here on our homestead, which is amazing. And so our farrier that you've seen come and do the hooves for Hudson and Lennon recommended this vet, and she is apparently absolutely amazing, and she's coming on Tuesday to do this gelding for Hudson. So Philip is working on getting all of the substrate out of the barn, and since we haven't been able to get any straw due to all the flooding and the fires we had here in Nova Scotia, we've been using hay for our substrate. So it's a little heavier to remove, and I am going to move all of this wood to the front rack on our deck and into our wood shelter. So this is how much we have left of the 2 cords that we had brought just a couple of weeks ago. So you can see that we're running through it pretty quickly. I think we used 6 or 7 cords last winter. And so this is just 2, and then 2 more were dropped off, and then we will have more coming. You can see we've been picking and choosing ones that will burn easily, especially since we've been having so many storms, but we need to get this filled back up. So it's super important that we get this wood moved today because we have another huge storm coming tomorrow that should carry through till Sunday night. And then we might have okay weather on Monday, but we don't want all this wood getting soaking wet. And we need to get this job done because we need to get everything else ready that we need to do before the vet comes. While I was working on moving all of the wood and Philip was mucking out the barn, we realized that we had a big problem on our hands. We realized that there were some soft spots in the bottom of the barn that we needed to fix immediately. Might be wondering why there's a whole bunch of plywood in the back of my truck. There's more plywood over there. Philip is in the barn pulling apart the floor of the barn. There's a few soft spots in the bottom of the barn, so before it gets any worse, so Philip's taking up these old tractor rails that are in here, and we're taking up all this softwood and we're gonna put the new plywood down. We actually don't know how long this barn's been standing, but we do know because there used to be an address up there that is not our house address, that it came from another property at some point. And structurally, it's pretty good, but the floor's been getting softer and softer now that the horses have been in here. Now that they're getting bigger, they're much heavier, and so we don't want to have any issues. So we want to make sure that we get this fixed up right now. The weather's nice today and tomorrow, so it's kind of our only opportunity to do it, to keep them in this barn until spring when our stable barn that we're building is going to be getting put on the property. It's the next day. And over the past 48 hours, we have accomplished a ton of things that we needed to do to get prepared for this day. Today is Hudson's gelding day. And we have been waiting for this day for so many months that I thought we'd be so nervous last night, but we're actually so excited that this is finally happening that we're just kind of like got down to the list of things we needed to absolutely get finished for it to happen today. Got it all done, woke up this morning feeling like, okay, great, everything is the way it's supposed to be, and let's just get this done. And he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to feel like a whole new man by the end of the day, or half a man, I don't know, whichever way you want to look at it. We had to clear out the entire garage. The vet was asking us to have a spot that was kind of the size of a horse stall, cleared out with no bedding in it, and so we emptied the garage space and sort of made a large area here. There's hay on this side, so it's nothing destructive that can kind of happen in here. We just have some wood on the back and wood on the side here. Our little piggies are in here for now. We were able to get a new floor in the bottom of the barn. When Philip was removing all of the bedding, we realized there was a couple of spots that were much softer than we thought. Before any accidents with the horses happened, we needed to make sure that we could get that. So luckily, they had exactly the right amount of plywood at our local hardware store here so we could go get what we needed. So we hustled to go get wood last second, right before the store closed. We were able to install it. And I know a few of you noticed in a previous video that the door on our barn was a little bit wonky. We have had so many storms that we needed to do some reinforcements to that as well. So we took the doors down, added reinforcements on the inside and the front, rebuilt the doors properly and put them right back up with fresh hinges. Now we have a much more secure way of having it. Because that barn needs to last us for the next, I would say like 6 to 8, maybe 10 weeks with the horses in it together. Because we did something so exciting this week, and we tomorrow morning are submitting our list for our cut for our wood for our local man that's going to mill all of our wood for our stable barn, because it's happening. We are at that point where we have ordered wood and we are ready to roll with that. So that's super exciting. So a lot has happened over the past couple days, and you probably missed us and we're like, where are those guys? We're working behind the scenes on some big projects coming up and some big things that are happening here, both inside and out. So, okay, I gotta feed the pigs, and then we're waiting about another hour, and then our equine vet is gonna be here on property. Good morning. Good morning. I know you already saw me. I came and got your water bowl so I could clean it out for warm water. You want some breakfast? Good morning, Frida. What do you got today? Bananas, beans, squash, lots of greens. Morning.
Hi.
You gotta see Daddy, huh?
Hi, baby.
Oh, Frida loves the bananas. Is that good? Yeah. Tell our YouTube family, say, I love belly rubs. Tell them. Yum. So far, spaghetti squash, red peppers, and bananas are our favorite. Of all the things we've tried, they like that the most.
And I love giving it.
We love giving it. We've spent so much time with the pigs, and now when they see us, they make like really quiet noises most of the time, like barely any sound at all. And then when they see us coming, they get this really deep, like.
Sounds like a cold start on a heavy.
Especially Ragna. Her voice is so low. Frida's is still not quite as low, but Ragna's on the right here, and she has the lowest little piggy bark. It's kind of funny. And Frida is just cute as a button. Like, look at this face. Okay, I'd love to stay and play with you all day, but we got more work to do. I'm gonna go get your warm breakfast water. We picked them up, these rubber pig feeding bowls, and they're actually the perfect size for them because I was looking for something that my little shorty Frida could actually get herself into to drink water from, because a bucket or something is just too high. And these are great because they don't really chew on them or fuss with them because they're rubberized, like feel like a tire, and they wash out really easily. So that makes it so much faster to be able to put fresh food and water in for them, that I don't have to go scrubbing plastic buckets. So I think I'm going to get some more of these for the property. They already had their hog pellets this morning. You'd think that they hadn't eaten yet this morning, but they have.
Like me.
She's in the bowl, like front leg, both front legs in the bowl. It's an all-you-can-stand buffet. So you can see the raw wood on the sides with some of the reinforcements that we did, and we did that on the inside as well. So now the door is nice and solid. We just have to brush it off and repaint it. That way it'll look all the same once we get everything finished with the buildings on the property. You can see we have all of the quads out into the wood shelter right now, just because we needed the room in the garage for today. And we got all the rest of that wood put away that you saw on the driveway. So we have lots of wood for winter now back in there, and it's nice and dry. And then I'll show you what we did with the floor on the barn. Okay, so they've just spent 2 nights in here, and so we're just brushing all of the hay and kind of mucking it out right now. We're gonna try to push all the bedding that we do have in here all the way to the back, just in case we do need the front part, spaced out for the vet to come now. We're gonna let her kind of choose if she wants to have it in here or if she wants to have it in the garage. But I think that's so much better, and it's definitely much stronger, and I'm so happy that we did it, because eventually
Piggies are gonna go in there.
Eventually,
it's piggy bank.
It's gonna be our piggy bank. We're gonna have our pigs in here and build some pig stalls and have this be our piggy bank. Good morning, YouTube family. It is an absolutely gorgeous day today. With having storms over the past 2 weeks, it is so refreshing to feel the sun on my face this morning. It's about 9 a.m. right now, and I'm just heading out. I already was out doing all the animal chores this morning, but we have something kind of exciting happening today. We've decided that over the next couple of weeks, in between working on the bathroom on the really cold days and working outside on the warmer days, that we're going to be doing a bunch of projects outside, like finishing our paddock. You saw that we worked on our barn and got some of the garage and stuff organized. Well, we also need to do some additional fencing on the property to give a new spot for our dogs. So as you know, that nice spot we made them beside our garage, they keep escaping, and we just don't want to lose our girls, especially when we have nothing but wilderness around us. We have someone today coming to help us to dig a bunch more holes to make an extension for a paddock for the future pig area, as well as a divided area over here closer to the house, so that we can have the dogs come in and out of the side door and keep them closer to the house, so we can keep an eye on these adventurous girls. Gunnar doesn't really go anywhere, but Finn and Nova, they always stick together, and if one goes, they both go, and we don't want that to happen again. There was nothing worse than the feeling we felt that day when they ran away. Luckily, we got them back home. But because we want to solve that problem, we're going to take advantage of this beautiful day that's like plus 6 degrees Celsius today. And we're going to get these holes dug, because if we wait too long, there's no digging holes because it's obviously winter where we live. So the area to the right here by the mini barn, we already have cattle fencing all the way around the back. You see that we have our wood shelter back there right now. That eventually will go behind our garage. As you know, it lifted from this area that we cleared out, yeeted itself up and over the garage and landed back behind there. And so that's not going to be its permanent spot, but it is its spot for this year, at least for now. That's where it wants to be, so it's keeping our wood dry. This is the wood that we took out of the floor, so we need to burn this old wood. It's not usable for anything else now, and so that needs to get cleared up today. And what we want to do is go from the corner of the barn here all the way out here and make a great big rectangle and meet back behind the mini barn where there's a door there to meet up with the cattle fencing we have on this side. So we can have piggies on this side and we can have piggies on this side. If one side of the paddock needs to grow, we can divide them up and have them separated at the back with a gate. But this is going to be just extra space for them. We're also going to add some rain and catchment bins and stuff back here so we can catch their water and just, you know, build some things for them, because eventually the pigs are going to be in the mini barn. So this is what I'm talking about, the space behind. So we're going to join the fencing on the corner of the post here, go all the way down here and meet up with our pathway. And then we'll open up this section of fencing here and put a gate so we can go between both sections. And you know, when we first got here, we had a little temporary, just kind of tiny spot right outside our back door here because the dogs were really tiny puppies and that was just enough space to keep an eye on them while we worked on inside renovations. But now they're bigger. So we're going to do a great big section that's going to go all the way out and around and back down here and then meet up with this sort of L at the side of the house here so they can have more room, but we can keep them close if we're not outside with them. So we have quite a dirt pile going on, but we have posts going in. Philip and I are working on the posts as Allison digs the holes. We got hung up on that hole right in front of his Kubota right there. It was totally frozen and we couldn't get through the ground. It is mid-January, but I went and got some really, really hot salt water and started pouring it on the piles, and now we've been able to break through the ground, so that was super fun. And we have a bunch more posts going this way around the house, but we're getting there. We have, I think, 4 more to do in this section, and then we're moving on to the pig area. It's getting late and it's getting colder, but we're working on the new pig paddock area, digging over there, getting the last few over there, and Philip and I have these posts done on this side. We have, I think, 6 more post holes to dig, and we have about 8 more to actually put the posts in the holes for. You can see from this side that we have the whole dog area all fenced off over here. It's going to be awesome. Good morning, YouTube family. Okay, it's another day. We've had the busiest couple of days getting everything ready on the property and making use of these bonus days of like warmer weather we had. But today is officially Hudson's gelding day. On Tuesday, the vet actually canceled on us because she wasn't feeling well, so that was super unfortunate. But we were able to get a bunch of work done yesterday, and she's coming first thing this morning. So we're just right now going out to say good morning to the horses. We have everything ready for her to come, so fingers crossed this goes smoothly. I think we're more excited about this than we are nervous, but we're still super nervous because it is our baby, and we want to make sure that everything goes smoothly, so wish us luck. So you can see that we were able to get the whole dog area all fenced off yesterday, and it's so nice to know that we just have to put the fencing on, the actual like cattle fencing, and this is so great. And we were able to get that great big concrete piece out that was located right over here. That was a ton of work to get out, but we needed that gone. And then we now are just sort of like leveling out this hill here. It's a bit of a mess because it's been so muddy on the property, but when the weather warms up, we'll be able to level that and put some sod down. And then we were able to get a whole area for the pigs fenced off. So they'll have a second pasture, one on one side behind the mini barn and one on the other. But we're so excited. You can see we have the fences all done here, the posts for the dogs. And this is our area here where we have a spot for the pigs. So we'll have a little gate here, and we made sure that all of the gate spaces that we made will fit a quad through. Just makes it easier for doing work around the property. But see, we have all of our fence posts in. And then around the back here, it was so dark last night I couldn't even show you. All the posts back here join up to the fencing that's at the back. So this will be opened up, gate will be put there, fencing will go this way, and this wood shelter will go behind the garage.